Okay, everyone. Welcome. Anyone's even here. Just doing a quick little Carabao Cup preview. I think it's just me. The link has been sent out. We'll see if anybody joins the fun or not. But yeah, we have a cup preview. We have a cup game tomorrow, Carabao Cup. We are hosting Brentford in the quarterfinals of this cup. This is the cup I really want to win. I'm just going to say that out loud. I want to win the Carabao Cup. I don't have bigger fish to, well, obviously. We always want to win every trophy, but every trophy means a Carabao Cup. I'm not doing bigger fish to fry garbage. I think we need this cup. I've said it many times. I think we have a young squad that is developing, and what better way to get them off to a great start than to win a cup? Go win a trophy, man. We didn't win anything last year, so I want this cup, man. It's been a few years too, and Erling Haaland needs to complete English football. It's the only trophy he's missing. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. What the lineup could be. Hey, what up, Sam? Thanks for being here, man. Sam's always here. Sam is always Sam's always here. Top. We appreciate the support here. He says Pep comments we were rotating 5 to 6 players. I do think there's going to be rotation. We will do it. We'll do a quick look at Pep's presser quotes, and then we will we'll do a lineup prediction. And then I can't stay too long today because I got another stream in an hour. So everybody has to go watch that one too. I'm going to be on Alfie's channel. That's always it's a Tuesday whining on Alfie's channel. That's what we love to do. What is this? Okay, we do need to win the Prem as well. Can't tolerate Arsenal winning the league. Yeah, I think if we win this Carabao Cup, it's a very good sign. It's a very good harbinger for winning the Premier League. Because I think the best way to get these younger players and players who are new to this team and this league and who haven't won anything, I think that would give them the correct mentality. Be like, oh, well, we just won this trophy. I love this feeling, man. I'm addicted to it. I need to do it again. And then they'll try really hard to win the Premier League. That's how I look at it. And I bet a lot of people in that locker room do too. Would like the Carabao Cup. B team getting another chance, in my opinion. All right, let's start out. Let me find these quotes really quick. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, let me share. Let me just add this. Okay, this does look good. Okay, so Pep and his presser. Of course, we can't talk about just the game in the presser, which is only about 4 or 5 minutes, very short one. But we have to talk about January too, of course. Pep says Trafford is staying. There were some rumors that Trafford might ask to leave in January. I never believed it, to be honest, because I don't think the club would ever allow it. But Pep says, yeah, he's absolutely staying. Before it's Tiki, now Hugo Viana. I don't have his number. Call him and ask him. From my point of view, I don't know anything. He stays here. I can see us letting Ortega go, but if we let Trafford and Ortega go, does anybody really want Bettinelli as your second keeper? I don't think so. I really don't. I don't think we've seen enough of him. Let's see what else. More on Donnarumma. He's top, incredible keeper. Unfortunately, Donnarumma is first keeper, but Trafford is incredible. I know the position of the keeper is so special, but of course he's with us. He'll be with us this season, and after that, we'll see what happens. I think it's very, very clear that Trafford's going to leave in the summer, but we'll wait till the summer to deal with that. Let's win him a few trophies first. How does that sound? We'll win him a few trophies with City, and then we'll see what he does the rest of his career. Oh, thanks, Sam, for this. Big up, Kels. You stood your ground on most stream. Paz was quite condescending too. Hey, Paz, you know what? I respect his opinion, man. He's got his views, and we'll see who has the last laugh. Because if we win the league over Arsenal, he won't come into the show because I will crucify him. I'll just put it that way. Give a taste of trophy to Kusa. Yeah. Oh, we'll get to that. Don't worry. All right, more changes. Let's see. Pep confirms he will make a number of changes to the Man City 11 versus Brentford this week. Trafford's going to play. I think we all predicted that. All the players that didn't play recently are going to play, plus some that played versus Palace, RIP Diego Gonzalez. And, of course, some for the academy, because after 3 days we have West Ham. Not saying it's a priority to get in the semifinal of the Cup, but not normally what we achieve. It's because we have all the squad, no injuries, can rotate that team is good. And after we got to the late stages. But when you're one game away from a semifinal in a competition, if you could take it, take it. Because you never know when it's coming back. I like it. I like this mentality. All right. Pep on rotational players. I know them. They're good. Top, maybe in Leverkusen. We missed a father figure on the pitch. Yeah, I would say that's safe to say. There are players. It's not about quality. It's about how he leads being safe. Huh. Ooh, who's he talking about there? I think he's talking about his captain because let's be real. The legs are just not quite there anymore. I've heard you hear it from you hear it from longtime City fans too. Some of them just don't want to admit it, but that's okay. It's their opinion. They could, if they don't want to see it, that's up to them. Okay. There are players that still don't have for age the process, that it doesn't matter what happens. They say, okay, close to me, this player and this player, I feel safe. I'm going to behave like I am. When they don't have it, it's like, oh, I have to do it. It's a process. They're young. I didn't play much. It's a lesson. I learned that you have to find balance. Of course, there are players with a lot of minutes, 3 days. We arrived late Manchester, don't have much time to recover. I have to physio doctors because the important game is West Ham. West Ham, I'm sorry, so important. That is true. And I like that he's kind of putting that into perspective too, because yeah, we do have a game against West Ham and it is at home. So that's nice. There won't be any travel involved. And typically we do well against West Ham. I think we've done quite well against them in recent years. So we have to hope that continues. Okay. One of Yashko or Diaz starts, maybe with Traff. I kind of see that too. Unfortunately, Nico G will start. I feel so bad for him. He's tired. Yeah, I think we kind of have to, unfortunately, because our other options at the 6 are they're dire. Tajani Rangers has proved over and over again he cannot play at the 6. He was terrible against Al Hilal at the 6. He really struggled versus Villa. There's been other moments in the season that I can't recall off the top of my head that he struggled mightily in the 6. It's just not his game. And to think that he can do it, I think was some misprofiling and some poor scouting because he just doesn't have the tools or the mentality. He does nothing defensively, and you kind of need a defensive midfielder to do something defensive. So, that's kind of our only option right now. We tried John Stones against. What was it against we tried to bring him in the Fulham game. That was a hot disaster, but he's injured anyway, so that's not a possibility. And then who else could you potentially throw in there? Kovacic is out, Rodri's out. Who else on this team is even capable of that? Could you try Nico O'Reilly? Could you try Yashko Vardiel? But could you try Bernardo Silva? I don't think we want to play any of those players. I think our goal is to try to rotate some of them today or tomorrow for the game. But yeah, it's just going to be interesting. We'll see what happens. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that after we get through these quotes, and then we'll go to our predicted lineup. Okay, Pep Guardiola on whether Man City have the squad to win the Carabao Cup. Well, now we lost Nori and Omar Marmoush. We have injuries like Stones. Rodri's still not there. So we'll see. Of course, we want to take the step to get into the semifinals. And Pep in previous seasons, sometimes in the beginning, we faced tough teams. Newcastle and Tottenham away performed really well. Oh, God, don't mention that Newcastle game. Calvin Phillips was terrible. But, that's the interesting thing is I wonder if Rodri would have played that game if he hadn't been suspended. Because remember, that was after he got that red card. So he got in the first game, it's a league game. A League Cup game is a league. So that counted as part of his suspension. So that would have been lunacy if he had played Rodri that game. But we might have won. I don't even know. Okay, we performed really well. Now there's been a lot of injuries. We have a lot of injuries. It's being fit for the Premier League and other competitions is more important than the Carabao Cup. We'll see on the 11. I didn't reflect. I was focused on Real Madrid and Crystal Palace. Now we have less recovery, 3 days, not 4. Of course, the players who didn't play recently are going to play. And we have to play some players and the academy. Is there anything else? Oh, yeah. Also, and this presser, it was revealed that Jeremy Doku is going to miss 2 to 3 weeks. So that's not good. I know I've definitely been very vocal about rotation and, trying to keep him fresh when Marmoush goes away. But it was pointed out to me that maybe this injury was actually caused in the Real Madrid game because they were putting on some very dirty tackles on him and nobody's getting booked. So it could be that. I still advocate for rotation for him, regardless of the rough tackles, because I do think that I think he has an injury history, and the best way to manage a player with some injury history is to rotate them. But maybe this was an impact. We don't know. Okay, at least we get a week off after West Ham. He wasn't supposed to be our DM. He's supposed to be our Gundogan replacement. Yeah, but part of the Gundogan role is He did fill in at the 6 in some games, so I think there might have been an expectation that he could have done some of that. So the fact that he hasn't is kind of disappointing. And we just seem to be cursed in that position, man. It's every player we have who could do that lately just keeps getting injured, and the one guy who plays, he seems to be just getting run into the ground. So I'm surprised our academy isn't trying to produce a quality 6. You'd think that under a Pep Guardiola system, we would really be emphasizing that in the academy. I'm not saying throw that player in necessarily, but just to have it on reserve and backup, in waiting, in just in case. Luckily, Nico G is doing a really good job, and we have to hope that he continues to. Mikasa or the Heskey brothers might start. I don't know if they would start. Divine Mikasa probably has the best chance of starting, but I'm not even sure about that. I think he'll get some minutes. The Heskey brothers, I'm not so sure about. I think they'll be in the squad. Agree. Omar should be rotated for Doku and Holland. Yeah, what's done is done. We had him on the bench all those weeks, collecting dust. He didn't play a whole lot, and luckily, and then there's also the argument that the team was playing well and you don't want to break it up. But I think when you have 2 injury prone players that you're so dependent on, you try to rotate them when you can. And it doesn't necessarily mean benching them for a game. You could just pull them off 20 minutes early or 30 minutes early, which, to be fair, we have done with Doku a bit, but maybe there's just certain games I look at. I'm like, Leeds United at home. I think that's when you could rest some of these players. I guess we tried it at Fulham and that was a disaster, but I don't know, man. It's a tricky story, but every time the injuries happen, you just kind of go, what if? Okay, let's go back to actually let's go straight into the lineup builder, because like I said, this is just going to be a short stream. I got to do a little rest in between streams. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Just a second. Okay, share screen. Okay, good. Now we got the whole stream up. Okay, so we'll just do the lineup really quick. Obviously, Pep says Trafford is going to start. Even an option, there he is. The only thing I hate about this website is freaking the ads are the worst. Okay, then it becomes really interesting. What are we gonna do? Man, I think. Let's see. I think Husanov is gonna play here. I think Husanov's gonna play, and I actually think Diaz is going to start the game. So I think Nathan Ake will be our left back because he needs the minutes, man. What I am in an internal debate about right now is I don't know about I just don't know about the right back. I kind of think it's going to be Nunez. I think Rico is going to play. I think Rico is going to play in the midfield. So, okay, this is Nico O'Reilly, Kusanov, Diaz, Ake. Wait, Nico O'Reilly as a right back? I don't think I agree with that. I'm going to put Nunez in there. Sorry, Nunez. You're just going to have to play. I'm going to put Nunez in there. Unfortunately, I think Nico G is going to be starting this game. Sorry, Nico. Sorry, buddy. I think you're going to have to play this game. But I think Rico Lewis is going to be the 8. I think he's going to play there. And then who else could play in the middle? I don't think it'll be Mikasa yet. I think Mikasa would sub onto the game. I don't think he's going to start. I might just put on the right. I'm just going to put Foden in there. Probably needs a rest, but this is just to start. It doesn't mean finish the game. Oh my God. No, this is a mess because I think Holland's going to have to play this game, man. I think Holland's going to start the game. You go strong and then you rotate him out. I think Savinho is going to play on the left. And then, oh God, who could play on the right? Oh, we could put Oscar Bob on the right. There we go. There we go. What do we think of this, guys? It's a blend. We've got players who haven't played a lot. Unfortunately, some players who do have to play. Again, I don't think they're going to play the full 90. I think it's just going to be kind of a... Okay, Nico O'Reilly, right back. Husanov. Oh, maybe. Yeah. I think they're going to need Yashko. I think O'Reilly's been getting tired in some of these games. Okay, I hope Bob plays well. Good lineup. Thanks. Yeah, we'll just see, man. Again, I think this is a starting lineup. I don't think this is a finishing lineup. I think it's just something you kind of roll with. You start the game. We have subs. You can make subs. I think you can sub off, get Phil, get a lead, get a couple goal lead, put Mikasa in for Phil Foden. I'd play Rico the full 90 if you can. I think he's better, I think he's better in the midfield. I don't want to play him. I don't want to play him as a right back. He'll get bullied there. It also depends on who's coming off the bench, man. Because you could also start Husanov as a center back. You could move him to the right and sub Nunez off. And maybe you could throw Mafuni in there. I don't know. I don't know if Mafuni will be on the bench. He's one of the academy players I'm predicting. Oh God, here comes an ad again. I hate these freaking ads. Maybe Mafuni could come off the bench. I'm not sure. Yeah, could be. Yeah, could be a tricky false 9 or something in the second half. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm just gonna go with this. We'll see what happens. I would like to avoid playing Yashko Vardial in this game, and I think Bernardo needs a rest too. So I would try to avoid playing him, but maybe Bernardo. Are you muted? Am I muted? I'm not muted. Now I'm unmuted. Okay, sound is fine. Okay. I don't know, man. Maybe you're having some issues with your mic if you're not hearing me. Okay, now it's okay. Okay. I muted myself and then I unmuted myself. But Sam, have I been this way the whole time? Because you've been here the whole time. That would be awkward. Yeah, so we'll just, we'll see what happens, man. You can, because I think that starting this lineup I have, it doesn't mean where you start the game doesn't mean where you end it. Maybe you put or I've heard Mafuni could play. I've heard he could play left back, so potentially maybe you take Diaz out, slide Ake over, and then play Mafuni at left back towards the end of the game. Something like that. Phil Foden, try to get him out. Try to try to win the game in the first half. And then get these starters out. Get Holland out. Play somebody as a false 9. You know who's actually decent, who could be an interesting option as a false 9. Although I can't think of who to replace him with. Oscar Bob could be a false 9. I would love to give him a full 90. Give Savinho a full 90. Give Rico Lewis a full 90. Give Ake and Husanov a full 90, and then just play around with the rest of the starters. Try to get some academy players in there too. For me, yeah, get Holland off after 45 minutes. Even if the game's close, just get him out after 45 minutes. Why risk it? Because what kind of scares me is I want to keep the back line as solid as possible. Because remember, they do have Thiago, who's been he's behind Holland in goals this season. He's been very good. And they have another guy whose name I forgot. I think it starts with an S. I'm totally blanking on it. If only Steve was here, he'd be like, oh, that guy. Remember I told you about him? Because Steve told me about all these guys at the beginning of the season. So I do get a little nervous about that. So, Kusanov should definitely play. Get that pace in there the whole time to deal with those specific threats, even if it's coming in from a fullback position. Brentford will play their best 11. I don't know. They might. So that would be rough because I think we're trying to coast in this game. But yeah, I think the lineup I've come up with has been very... I think it's a blend. It's got bench players who need to play. Because also remember, our bench just got stripped a little bit. So if Nori and Marmoush were here, they'd be starting, but they're not here. Unfortunately, I wish we could have kept them for this game and then released them afterwards, but it is what it is. So yeah, try. If you start Ake as a left back, you don't have to keep him there. You could always switch him out. But I would definitely keep Husanov in the whole time, just because I think he will be dealing with Thiago. So if they're going for the cup, they might. Yeah, I don't know how serious they are, but I feel like everybody kind of rotates because you're at the point in the season where it's just the games are coming up quick and fast. And somebody brought up earlier that or I saw somewhere in the quote somewhere, after this West Ham game, we get a week off, so that'll be really beneficial for some of these players. Otora is going to AFCON. I'm not sure. Maybe. Yeah, I haven't looked at their roster to see about AFCON. I just know that we're missing Nate Nori and Marmouche. But maybe they are. Maybe they're going AFCON. I'm not sure. Maybe Otora is. I don't know. I'll have to look that up after this. But anyway, guys, that's all I really got for today. I'm gonna wrap this up because, like I said, I've got another stream to go do in a little bit, and I got a few things I got to do before that stream. So everybody, tune into Alfie's channel at 8:00, and I'll be on there. Just it's our whining show. I won't be whining about City. I'll be whining about elements of the Real Madrid game. So that's a quick preview, but it won't be about the team. I'm actually quite happy with the team right now. There's always things to nitpick about, but I'm very pleased with all these. I'm thrilled we won at the Bernabeu, even though that was a very stressful game. I'm really happy with the Crystal Palace result. So not much to whine about. So yeah, thanks for joining, guys. There will be a watch along tomorrow for the Brentford game. I know I will be there. I'm not sure if anyone's joining me. Hopefully. I have the day off, so you know what that means. Kels is going to be on the beers. So get ready for another fun watch along, and hopefully we'll see you there. Go to Alfie's channel next, and then I'll probably jump on Tarek's show as well. If anybody follows talking with Tarek or Tariq, he comes on Making and Wayne LB's channel a lot. He's got his own channel, and on Tuesdays he does like an open panel. So I jump on that pretty much every week because I just love chatting Man City, as you can all tell. So. Everyone, tune into that. And if not, we'll just see you tomorrow. Everyone, have a good night, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.